Republicans are anti-police. They are anti-police if you are black, if you are a police officer who is called the N-word, and if you work for the Capitol. So let's talk about Officer Dunn. Officer Dunn testified during the January 6th select committee, that he was called the N-word repeatedly by this racist mob of terrorists who attacked the US Capitol. The House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the US Capitol had its first hearing on Tuesday, during which Officer Dunn had recounted racial abuse that he and other black officers heard. What are Republicans saying about this? Nothing. Are they shocked and appalled? Are they calling for an investigation? Oh, no. They already said they're not going to do that. Okay, here's the video.
I'm a law enforcement officer, and I do my best to keep politics out of my job. But in this circumstance, I responded. Well, I voted for Joe Biden. Does my vote not count? Am I nobody? That prompted a torrent of racial epithets. One woman in a pink MAGA shirt yelled, "You hear that, guys? This nigger voted for Joe Biden." Then the crowd, perhaps around 20 people, joined in screaming, "Boo!" No one had ever called me a while wearing the uniform of a Capitol police officer. In the days following the attempted insurrection, other black officers shared with me their own stories of racial abuse on January 6th. One officer told me he had never, and in his entire 40 years of life, been called a to his face, and that streak ended on January 6th. Another black officer later told me he had been confronted by insurrectionists in the Capitol who told him, "Put your gun down and we'll show you what kind of you really are."
Republicans are anti-police. Republicans are pro-police when they kill unarmed black people, but they are anti-police when racist white people come against them. Here's more testimony.
I witnessed the rioters using all kinds of weapons against officers, including flagpoles, metal bike racks that they had torn apart, and various kinds of projectiles. Officers were being bloodied in the fighting. Many were screaming, and many were blinded and coughing from chemical irritants being sprayed in their faces.
I was grabbed, beaten, tased, all while being called a traitor to my country. I was at risk of being stripped of and killed with my own firearm, as I heard chants of kill him with his own gun.
I vividly heard officers screaming in agony and pain, just an arm length from me. I didn't know at that time, but that was Officer Hodges.
Eventually, he succeeded in stripping away my gas mask, and a new rush of exposure to CS and OC spray hit me. The mob of terrorists were coordinating their efforts now, shouting heave, ho, as they synchronized, pushing their weight forward, crushing me further against the metal door frame.
I too was being crushed by the rioters. I could feel myself losing oxygen and recall thinking to myself, this is how I'm going to die, defending this entrance.
I feel bad for these men. I feel bad for these police officers. This was a terrorist attack, just as it was described by one of the Capitol police officers. Where's the back the blue crowd? Where's the Blue Lives Matter crowd? I see nothing but hypocrisy here. There's more.
My time compared to Iraq, totally different. This is our own citizens. People who we sworn an oath to protect, but yet they are attacking us with the same flag that they claim to represent.
Another had crossed rifles beneath the skull, emblazoned with the pattern of the American flag. To my perpetual confusion, I saw the thin blue line flag.
What makes the struggle harder and more painful is to know so many of my fellow citizens, including so many of the people I put my life at risk to defend, are downplaying or outright denying what happened. I feel like I went to hell and back to protect them and the people in this room. But too many are now telling me that hell doesn't exist, or that hell actually wasn't that bad. The indifference shown to my colleagues is disgraceful.
There are some who express outrage when someone kneels while calling for social justice. Where are those same people expressing the outrage to condemn the violence attack on law enforcement, the Capitol, and our American democracy? I'm still waiting for them.
They will not show up, sir, because the people you're talking about, they don't give a damn about democracy. They don't give a damn about the Constitution, and they don't give a damn about you if you are contrary to their white supremacist ideological narrative. You have become a threat to them now. Look at the hypocrisy of conservative hosts.
You knew there were going to be protests. We all heard there were going to be protests. Why didn't you get ready? And why didn't one lawmaker ask that question?
The award for blatant use of partisan politics when facts fail. The Angle Award goes to Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn. We have more on him in a moment, but it's not about politics at all. And for best performance in an action role, the winner is Michael Fanone. Now, the award for best use of an exaggeration in a supporting role, the winner's Aquilino Gonell.
Where's the audio? Sorry, but there were 900 body cams. There were the surveillance all over the place. Where's the audio? I've heard all kinds of audio, but I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that, and I doubt that. I do.
And the award for race baiting piece of goes to both of y'all. Brett, what are your thoughts about this?
There is so much to unpack in that. First of all, like what I see from the right is that last guy. Let's start with that last guy. He said, "Where's the audio?" Here's the audio. The audio that you've already heard is hang Mike Pence. The audio that you've already heard is the breaking of windows in the Capitol. The audio you have heard is the heave ho. There's video and audio of that, of an entire group of rioters in a hallway coordinating the action of pushing down the only barrier between them and the lawmakers. They've seen it. They've heard it. They don't want, they say seeing is believing. Don't believe what you hear, but what you see. Well, we got both those bases covered. What else are they gonna ask for? Only believe what you taste? Because like I taste the bear spray when I see the rioters spray it in the face of those cops that the Republicans and other people out there are defending so virulently as the blue that they profess to defend.
Yeah, and what you see is a great exposure of Republicans not actually being pro-police. And I've said this a while ago, be very careful. If you're a cop, be careful about getting caught up into this pro-police propaganda from the right, because it's all an illusion. They are not pro-police, they are not even pro-military. As soon as the military does something that's contrary to their ideological core, they are now anti-military, they're anti-Capitol Police. But let a police officer shoot an unarmed black person in the back, or brown person, or just a civilian. All of a sudden, we have to back the blue. We have to support our police. But it is a hypocrisy at its highest.